Here I have the HOBBYMATE Balance Charger. It is, as I mentioned, here it supports Lipo, Lion, Li, lithium high voltage, nickel cadmium, nickel metal hydride, lead acid, as well as smart batteries 1, 2, and 3. For the lithium chemistry cells, it supports 1 to 6 cells, or 1 to 6S. For the nickel chemistry, it's 1 to 15 cells. For lead acid, it's 2 to 20 volts. This is an 80-watt charger. You get this power cord, so this connects to the charger and to a standard wall unit. I stand corrected, this doesn't connect to the charger. This connects to the power supply, the AC-DC adapter. So we'll connect like this. This side goes to the wall, this side to your charger. Open up the charger. So here's the T connector with alligator clips. The T connector with, the alligator clips with the plug for the charger. And here is the charging lead that has an XT60 and a T connector, or Deans as some people call them. Like I said, and here's the charger itself. Nice and small. Everything's labeled. Here you can change the battery type, your decrement through the list of options, increment through the list of options, and the enter button. Alright, this is the first power up and use of the HOBBYMATE Elite Balance Charger. Plug it in through the AC adapter. It comes on. Set automatically for lithium battery. There's your nickel chemistry, your lead acid, your user settings. You have extra function, memory. We go back to lithium battery. Beep on. Definitely leave it on buzzer volume. I'm going to say high, just because it's a safety thing for me. Beep for 1 minute upon completion. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Always off. I definitely do not recommend turning it off. Lithium polymer batteries are very volatile if mishandled. So I'd keep the buzzer on. Cycle waste time. If you're cycling nickel metal hydride or nickel cadmium batteries, or maybe even lead acid, this is how much time to wait between a charge and a discharge, or a discharge and a charge. 5 minutes is a good setting. Low input voltage, cutoff is 10 volts. So if you use an external temperature probe, I know that's important for hard case batteries, especially on the surface side. Set the battery capacity here. As you can see, I'm going right and left in these sub-menus by pressing enter. And then I can decrement and increment. For my first test, I'm going to do a 3S 2700 pack. Safety timer 240 minutes. That seems a bit large for me. Typically, I see 120 minutes is the default. 240, to me that's a bit high, especially for lithium polymers. I'm going to decrement mine to 120. So charge power limit is 80 watt. As low as 10 and as high as 80. And you can change that. I have this Tenergy 3S 2700 milliamp that I have a notice saying that I think one of the cells is has a high NIR. So I'm going to test that. It is an XT60. So using the supplied cable, I'll plug in here, red to red, black to black. Plug in the battery. Plug in the balance port, just like this. So let's check this battery out. It's the Lipo battery. No. I have to press and hold enter. So this battery is reading 11.39 volts, around 33%. Each cell at millivolts, so it's roughly 3.8 volts per cell. So that's right, because I had this on storage charge. So now, let's look at the IR. Now, to get into here, you have to press and hold enter. Oh, no, just enter. Measuring, please wait. So, yeah, battery. So here I have a Tenergy 2700 3S pack that I will be charging. Always want to make sure you're putting your battery in a Lipo safe bag when you're charging. Charge at what your battery is capable of. This battery is capable of a 1C charge. So I'll be charging at 2.7 amps because it's a 2700 milliamp pack. So once I get that set, press enter, press and hold enter. Battery check weight, confirming 3 cell. So yeah, on this screen, what we see is telling me that we're charging a Lipo battery, 3S battery, at 2.7 amps, or 1C in this battery's case. This is the voltage of the battery itself, 11.7. We're doing a balance charge. This is how long it's been charging, so 22 seconds. It's put it about 16 milliamps back into the battery so far. If I press the increment button, if I press the enter button, there we go, it's the increment button. You have to get that beat. This tells me each individual cell in the battery. So I like watching this during a charge because it'll tell me what my battery is doing more so than the overall voltage. I have a 2S 1800 T connector. So I'll plug the 2S into the 2S here and back out. Go to extra function, Lipo status, 7.63 volts, 39%, 3.8 per cell. So this is a good storage charge. Check the internal resistance, 9 and 10. Let me also, since this is a different battery, user settings. Oops. $1,800 pack. Alright. Lithium battery. We're on storage charge. 1.8. That battery is capable up to 5C, but when I'm doing storage charge, I always like to drop it down. So here you do make sure you set your cell count. This is just like it is on my Hi-Tech X1 that I like to use. You get it set up. We're going to press start, check, and enter. So I want to hear what this sounds like. Alright, so you see it's beeping here, it says end. And this is the loudest setting. So we press the stop button, disconnect. So there you have it. That's how you would use the HOBBYMATE Elite Balance Charger to charge and storage charge your Lipo batteries. Well, I have two other chargers, an Onyx 235 and a Hi-Tech X1 Pro. This HOBBYMATE Elite, to me, combines lots of features of both the Onyx 235 and the Hi-Tech X1. The Onyx 235 can only charge a single battery at a time, but it doesn't have a discharge or a storage charge for lipos. And it's a little bit larger than this charger. The button layout in the front is very similar for navigation. The X1 Pro is more of a block style, a lot taller, bigger. It does output a little bit higher wattage. But the screen on my X1 looks just like this screen. Navigating through the menus is very, very similar to my X1. How I start a charge is very similar as well. My X1, you press enter, you start blinking on your charge rate. You press enter on that, you start blinking on your cell count. You see, get that set, and then you do a long hold on your start button. It checks to make sure that the battery connected matches your settings, and if it does, you confirm it with a short press on start when it says confirm and enter. And then it charges until either the timer your safety is cut in, or the battery is done. So overall, this is a good charger to have on hand. It's going to be capable of doing what you need to do. When you get into parallel charging, you do have to pay attention to your wattage output of the charger. If it goes over, the charger will cut off, and you're going to have some problems charging. I kind of like having the balance tabs on the side of the charger. However, it's also a con in my book, because when you're charging a Lipo battery, you need to make sure you have a Lipo safe bag. Now, all my batteries, the Lipo balance leads are fairly short, as you can see on this example with this 3S and this example with this 2S. So with the shorter balance leads, it's going to be harder to get your battery into a proper Lipo safe bag or sack and still have access to the charger. So there you have it. This is the HOBBYMATE Elite Balance Charger. It's a good little charger. I'd say definitely a good starter charger if you're just getting into the hobby and you need a charger.